أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Nahmadullah ta'ala wa nastaghfiru wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lah. Ashhadu anna Sayyidina Muhammadan abduhu wa habibuhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa azwajihi wa ashabihi tabi khulafa ar-rashidin mahdin min ba'di. وزمت على تحقيق خصوصا متعلمة خلفاء الرسول على تحقيق أمر المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعلى باقي الصحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وإن الله مع الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who is exalted beyond His creation. All praises are due to Allah, whose greatness is beyond imagination. All praises are due to Allah, whose majesty is beyond description. All praises are due to Allah, whose power is beyond limitation. All praises are due to Allah, who has the names of Rahman and Rahim. All praises are due to Allah, who sent His chosen messenger to the universes as Rahmatan lil Alameen. May all peace and blessings be upon the Sultan of creation, the Padishah of the two worlds, the intercessor of the judgment day, the beloved of Allah, the one who is Rauf and Rahim, Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ, and upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Faruq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers. Ya ayyuhal muslimun, O Muslims. Ya ayyuhal nas, O people. Today is the first Jummah of the Islamic year of 1440. Another year has passed, and the world is still in the age of tyranny. Last year was a year of tyranny. The year before that was a year of tyranny. The decade before that was a decade of tyranny. For almost 100 years we are living in the Jababira time, the age of tyranny that was foretold to us by Sayyidul Kainat, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa alayhi wasalam. SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, he is giving us the words of Rasulullah alayhi wasalam, saying, after the sultans, the Jababira will rule for 1 century. The tyrants will come. Holy Prophet ﷺ is addressing us, saying, when that time enters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the ruling system of the world in the hands of the unbelievers. Don't run so much to change it, because you are not going to have the power to change it. On the outside appearances, it is going to be in the hands of the unbelievers. They are going to rule. The Khalifah is going to be hidden, and they are going to do all kinds of wrong activities in the world. And the friends of Allah speak the truth. Don't make any mistake. This is the age of tyranny. that was being described by the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Yes, the propaganda of the tyrants tells you we are living in the greatest age of humanity. This is the golden age of civilization. Look, we have internet, we have the iPhone, we have the Facebook. They distract the masses with toys, while behind the screen they commit the worst crimes that the world's ever seen. They use the nuclear bomb on the world and they say, in the long run, it saved lives. They abuse children and ruin their lives and say, God has forgiven us. They place millions into concentration camps under the earth and say, this is to treat an ideological infection. They burn crops that are useful and that can feed the poor, and they say, this is to prevent inflation. They kill and rape and abuse and plunder and tyrannize every single day and say, this is peace. Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, when it is said to them, do not make corruption in the world, they say, why? We only want to make peace. Definitely, they are the corruptors, but they don't realize it. Sadaqallahu azim. We are calling ourselves believers. We have to know what happened, what made the world become this way. We have to at least have enough heart to have a desire to know. How is it possible that humanity could have fallen this far down? How can it be that every nation, that every leader, that every house is suffering from the tyranny of the age of Jababira? If they're not suffering, they are the tyrants. Because we all see what is happening. Nobody can say that they are ignorant anymore. Nobody is going to be able to come in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment and say, Ya Rabbi, I didn't know. You check your email, you see what is happening. You check the weather, you see what is happening. You check your social media. You look at that phone one time, you know what is happening. But that access to information, that ease of knowing what is happening, it is killing us. It is killing our hearts. It has killed our hearts. Hazrati Malik bin Dinar asked Hazrati Hassan al-Basri, Ya Hassan, what makes people to become corrupt? And Hazrati Hassan al-Basri said, the death of the heart. Hazrati Malik said, what is the death of the heart? And he answered, Hubub dunya, the love of this world. The love of this world will kill your heart. This world, this lying world, has now taken everyone in. And that love has killed our hearts. People are shopping for new shoes, looking at funny videos, making their weekend plans, and the screen shows children poisoned in gas attack. And they swipe and ignore it. Muslims being held in concentration camps, swipe and ignore. Mass grave of children found in orphanage, swipe and ignore. Dead hearts. Because we mixed up halal and haram. We mixed up haq and batil. We mixed up ma'ruf and we mixed up munkar. So the heart doesn't know what is right and what is wrong anymore. It accepts everything. No, it doesn't accept everything. It is only going to accept that which is fun, which is entertaining. It doesn't swell up with passion to stand for the truth anymore, because the desire for truth is already killed, because the desire for fun and entertainment has become the new truth. And it doesn't rise to oppose falsehood. It becomes like a comatose person, no response to any stimulus. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, whosoever of you sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. And if he is not able to do so, then let him change it with his tongue. And if he is not able to do so, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith. The hands The hands lost their power a long time ago. The fear of standing up with the tongue has made most people to be afraid to speak. But until very recently, there were still those who obeyed that hadith in their hearts. But very quickly, very, very quickly, that is disappearing from this world too. So now even the hearts are not knowing what is right and wrong, what is truth and falsehood, and what is entertainment and what is pain. We are in the Akhir Zaman, and we are approaching the last days. The corruption of this world is happening faster and faster. Holy Prophet said, ﷺ, the signs of Akhir Zaman, they are like the beads on a string. If the string is cut, they will fall one after another. The string was cut a long time ago. What was that cutting? The relationship between Allah and His servants on the earth was cut. The shade of Allah on this earth was removed. And we have been burnt by the blazing sun ever since. The Ummah, instead of holding fast altogether to the rope of Allah, altogether we let it go. And it disappeared. The Khilafat, the Sultanate. Since these left this world, corruption and darkness enter very quickly. Jahiliyyah filled the world again. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ said, whoever takes his hand off from his bayat to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will meet him on Judgment Day without having any defense for himself. And whoever dies while there is no bayat on his neck dies the death of Jahiliyyah. What happens to the world then if there is no open Khalifah to whom we can give the bayat to? The world falls into this present state. Muslims are trying today to make a political revival. Muslim leaders, Muslim politicians, Muslim scholars, they are saying, let's reclaim the greatness of Islam. Let's rise up from our colonial oppression. And they say, let's make another Andalusia. Let's make another Baghdad. They say, let's make great economies. Let's bring back the dinar. Let's make new universities and madrasas and think tanks and economic institutions. Let's bring back our scholarship. Let's build palaces and grand masjids and bring back the splendor of Islam. Let's buy F-16s and tanks and machine guns and let's bring the power to Islam. And now they say, let's build tekkes and zawiyas and dergahs and revive Sufism. But nobody says, let's ask Allah to forgive us for removing the Khalifah. Let's ask Allah to forgive us for dishonoring ourselves by disrespecting our Sultan. Let's ask forgiveness for the brutal murder of Sultan Abdulaziz Khan. Let's ask for forgiveness for the disgraceful way that we betrayed Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. Let's ask Allah to forgive us for dragging the last Khalifa to a train station in the middle of the night to be expelled from Istanbul to the lands of the disbelievers. Let's ask forgiveness that in the middle of the night in the train station, the only person who helped him was a Jewish person who gave him a cup of tea. Let us ask for Allah to restore our honor. We must ask Allah to send that Khalifa back. We must ask Allah to send that Khilafat back. Not a single Muslim leader dares to speak these words. Because the power of Islam, the power of Muslim leaders today, is founded upon the removal of the Khilafat. They are powerful today only because they removed the Khalifa. They know that to ask for Khilafat is to ask for an end to their own power. And they love their power more than they love the orders of Allah. As Shaykh Efendi says, the Muslims, they lost their compass. They forgot Farooq al-Azam, who warned us 1400 years ago, saying, verily, we were a disgraceful people and Allah honored us with Islam. If we seek honor from anything besides that with which Allah has honored us, then Allah will disgrace us. Muslims are seeking honor today in their dirty, pre-Islamic tribal identity. Oh Muslims, who were you before Islam? O Arabs, who were you before Islam? O Indians, who were you before Islam? O Turks, who were you before Islam? O Arabs, you are a people who were a pawn in the chess game of the Romans and the Persians, a nation that had no power of its own. With Islam, you became the honored millet of our Holy Prophet ﷺ. Without Islam, what have you become? O Indians, before Islam you were building kingdoms and hoarding your wealth and drowning in idol worship. With Islam you became the home of awliya and ulama. O Turks, before Islam you were warriors who did not have a goal. You were riding your horses across the steppes of Central Asia looking for the haqq so you could become its defenders. With Islam you became the ghazis and the heroes. With Islam you became the guardians of the faith. With Islam, you became the Askari Mansuri Muhammadi. Without Islam, we have all become disgraced. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create us to be disgraceful. He created us with honor. وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا بَنِي Adam. And we have given the Bani Adam honor. We have honored the Bani Adam. The time of disgrace and tyranny has continued for too long. The Muslims have been in ghaflat for too long. Our legend has been sleeping for too long. We must wake it up. But to do that, we must remove tyranny. First from ourselves. Don't say you are not a tyrant. Remember that even Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam, the Prophet, said, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntum minas zalimin. There is no ilah but you, exalted are you. Verily I have been from the zalimin. If a prophet is saying this, who are we to say we're not guilty of tyranny? How did we become tyrants? Shaykh Efendi is telling us, saying, the more stingy you become, the more selfish you become. The more selfish you become, the more arrogant and stubborn you become. The more arrogant and stubborn you become, the more tyrant you become. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that He doesn't love the tyrants. And the one that Allah doesn't love, that one is kafir. That one is an unbeliever. And that one is in trouble. This is the progression that makes a man to lose his humanity and to lose his faith. Are we in it? We have to check ourselves. Am I selfish? Shaykh Efendi is telling us how to see that in ourselves, saying, there is 100 years now. The nations separated. Jamaats separated, brothers and sisters separated, everyone separated, and everyone is running top speed on that, saying, I want to go here, I want to do this, I want to do that. What is in it for you? Did you think properly that the action you're going to do, is it pleasing Allah and His Prophet or not? But as we said earlier, Muslims became selfish Muslims. Before they do anything, they only think about themselves. Their ego only, never thinking. Leave others. They are not even thinking about Allah and His Prophet. Are we remembering Allah and His Prophet? Are we thinking how to please them? Are we remembering those in the world who are Muslim, who are oppressed? If we live our lives wearing pink glasses and seeing only the reflection of our full stomachs and our own safe houses, of our own healthy children, we are selfish. And that selfishness is going to lead us to unbelief. We want Islam to come back. We have to make Islam rise again inside ourselves. If we want the world to return to Allah, then first we have to return to Allah. We have to return to Allah. As Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi Qadasullah Sir is saying, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. This is the time that we have to fight the jihad against to our ego. This is the time that we have to give strength to our spirit. This is the time that we have to clean our heart so that we can present it back to Allah. Shaykh Efendi is conveying the order of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. For the Jababira time, saying, Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, when that time enters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the ruling system of the world in the hands of the unbelievers. Don't run so much to change it, because you are not going to have the power to change it. On the outside appearances, it is going to be in the hands of the unbelievers. They are going to rule. The Khalifah is going to be hidden, and they are going to do all kinds of wrong activities in this world. And he is saying, wait until one of my descendants, which is Mahdi alayhi salam, appears, because before his appearance, no one is going to be able to change anything. The awliya Allah, they have the power in their hands. When Allah gave them the power to change things, but they have proper manners. They are not interfering in anything. They pulled themselves out, because all the hadiths of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it must come to life. And that's what's happening. But he's saying, if you are a believer who is living at that time, then you have to hold on tightly to the rope of Allah. The rope of Allah, the inheritors of the prophets, the ships of Nuh for Ahir Zaman, they are amongst us. The awliya Allah, they are amongst us. The Ahlul Bayt, they are amongst us. That is safety. The Ahlul Haq, they will bring those who have cleaned themselves to Mahdi alayhi salam when he comes. Our intention, our life, our sacrifice is to be with them. Good news to those who reach that time. Good news from Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Hakkani, Qaddasallahu sir, who is saying, a man from the pure line of the Prophet will come to this world to defeat these tyrants. A powerful high one, who is Sahibul Diyana, the owner of piety, Sahibul Adala, the owner of justice, Sahibul Karama, the owner of miracles. Such a person will come. It is said that there is an appointed time for everything. What did they do since 1923? The tyrant appeared in Turkey. After him in Sham, after that in Baghdad, after that in Egypt, after that in Libya, after that in the Balkans, after that in Iran, after that in Afghanistan, after that in India, China. These have appeared. Everything appears in its appointed time. Now the time of tyrants is over. Now these unbelievers and oppressors who are called tyrants will be defeated. They have filled the whole world with oppression. After them a person whom the Holy Prophet ﷺ is describing, saying, he will come from my family, from my pure generation, and he will fill the whole world with justice and mercy. Now the expected one is Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam. But before the appearance of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, the order to the saints now, give the true owners their rights. Now the Ottoman sultans, who had been the protectors of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat and who carried the flag of Islam for 700 years, they will take their rights now. Allah Almighty will grant them. Our Shaykh is an Ottoman. Our Grand Shaykh is an Ottoman. We love the Ottomans. We're asking our Lord to witness that we love them and that we honor them. SahibulSaif is saying, we are Osmanli. We are Pekshans, we are Ottomans, and we are very honored. Allah has honored us with that. So many dropped it today. So many are attacking the Ottomans also. They can attack in any way. It doesn't matter. Allah keeps them high, and they are high. And we are very honored holding them high, and we're going to hold them high. We are not good for anything. We know that. What they did, it is impossible for us to do. But at least we say, Ya Rabbi, we love them. We love what they did because they did it for your sake and for your Prophet's sake. If we hold that high, Allah will keep us high. If we drop it down, we are dropping ourselves down. Through history, we are seeing from individuals to groups of people to nations that when they kept the orders of Allah, Allah kept them high. As soon as they dropped it down, He took it away from them and He gave it to another nation. We must be the nominees to say, we are the nominees, Ya Rabbi, trying to hold this very high. We are knowing our power, that we have no power. We are very weak servants, very weak ones. We are asking support from you. If support is coming from you to us, then we are the most strong ones. And don't let us to deviate from the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Ameen. Ya Rabbi, we are asking you with this dua of our Shaykh, who is one of the ones you love, accept our dua for his sake. Ameen. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah lazim alazi, la ilaha illa wal hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayhi. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء كبير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له الملك والحمد لله شيء لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة سبحان قدوس ربنا رب سبحان قدوس ربنا رب إن دين عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة بسم الله
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قام الصلاة قد قام الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله